Welcome to Rick and That Michelle Chick. I'm That Michelle Chick.
And I'm Rick. Welcome, welcome. Welcome aboard.
So I have something to share with you. My oldest son, he sent me a text and it said this. I'll read it to you. It said, me mentioning my mom has a podcast. Yeah. And your mom is a MILF. He said, from my friends. That was his text. From my friends, your mom is a MILF. Yeah, and your mom is a MILF. And I said, oh, I love your friends, which his friends are super nice.
Right.
We met them a couple months ago. And then I responded, just because I'm a MILF doesn't mean the podcast is good. And he just sent the laughing emoji. I mean, he didn't disagree. So I'm assuming he thinks it's not good. But I thought that was cute. All his friends think
cute.
I'm a MILF. So it made my day, made my week, which I got a new computer. So I was super excited about that because, you know, you and I doing this podcast, we've been having some technical difficulties. One is my computer. Sometimes it's the Wi-Fi. So I've been holding out on trying to buy a new computer because a new Mac's like a couple of grand. But holding out. And then last week, you know how like my audio, I couldn't get it to sync up with my lips moving.
Yep.
And I contacted who we use to record this, and they tried everything, and they said it's the lag time because of your computer. So my husband was like, "Okay, well let's just do it. We'll get you a new computer. You need it." So we got this new computer. It arrived on Friday. It's gorgeous. Right. And then Thursday, as I'm driving around town, my car makes this weird noise in the back.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, weird noise. I have no idea what it was. You know, I'm still driving. And then I notice there's no cool air blowing out of my air anymore. And it's probably like 96 degrees.
Oh, geez.
And I'm driving around a little bit more, running my errands. And I tell my husband, and he calls the auto repair shop. And luckily, he's like, yeah, they can get your car right in if you take it right down to them now. I'm like, oh, okay. As I'm driving there, because everything's computerized now in cars, the little computer says system shutting down to save battery.
Geez.
And I'm going,
no.
What system?
Right.
What's shutting down?
Luckily,
I am on my way to the auto shop, and it like shuts down. And as I turn in to pull in to the shop, it's like I lose power steering. It's super hard to turn. I forgot what it was like to drive a car without power steering. You know, when we were younger, we know what that's like. But just as I pulled in, I mean, it was luck that it happened. Luckily, it wasn't anything super expensive because we're thinking it's the air conditioning, but it was one of the belts that powers like the air conditioning, the alternator.
Oh, well, yeah.
That stuff. Yeah. So a few $100s. And then today we find out that Jackson's car, because he's been having problems with his car, is going to cost thousands of dollars.
See, you thought you got away with the couple $100 on yours, and then the real bill drops.
Yes. You know how it is. You wait to buy a big expense item, and then, of course, everything goes to shit. Like, it never fails. It's just the law of average. So I guess I'll keep the computer. I don't know. We'll see.
Well, you already have it. What do you mean you keep? I guess you'll keep the computer.
I could
you already
wipe
have
it and send it back.
Right. Exactly. So you know, a similar thing happened to me over the weekend. And if you really want to know my weakness, it's bills.
You and my husband both.
If I was Superman, it's not kryptonite that'll kill me. It's bills. And so I had Megan had gotten me a big screen, and it wasn't that big, but it was like a 50-inch screen TV years ago for Christmas. And I ran that thing into the ground. Probably 5 years, and it died last fall, or maybe in the spring it died. And so I said, and I had a little TV, and I said, this TV is going to be perfectly fine by whatever. Well, then I realized I couldn't get over to the antenna to watch football because football's starting up.
Right.
So I thought, well, you know what? I'll break down. I'll go buy myself the TV. So I went to Walmart on Sunday, bought this TV. It's $200. It wasn't like, it's a 58 inches, and now I can watch football. So I took the little TV back into our guest room at the end of the house, and as I'm setting it up on the bookcase, I noticed that the carpet's wet, and so I'm like, oh geez. And so So yes, that whole wall in the guest room, it had been leaking, and so it's mildew. There's mildew, and it looks nasty. And
Oh my
Megan's in the
gosh.
back room right now. She's tearing it all up, and that means it's leaking. Apparently, the sprinkler would get stuck and just spray the house and not go back. And so if the sprinkler was on for a couple hours, it's all going into the foundation of the house. And so, yep. So I don't even want. I mean that stuff, like if I that will depress me, because I just make it stop.
Right.
Bill. I mean, yeah, bill after bill after bill. Like even when you get ahead, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, and it's like, and then every punch to the gut, and it's one of those things where it's not getting cheaper to get anything done. Period.
No. Oh no.
So I don't even know what this is going to cost. I just I start freaking out. You know, once I don't even know what it's going to be. I'm just like, oh my God, the world's ending. To me, it's like if a bill drops on my table and it's going to be a big one, I freak out.
Right, which I think probably stems from our childhood. I mean, it sends us into a tailspin. Right. I think no matter how much money we had or how financially secure we were, like anything like this would send us into a panic, because as children, if being financially stable wasn't a thing and we just had to use what resources we had to get by and have food. For me, it was just to make sure my brother and I had food. So
right. Well, yeah, and the crazy thing, I mean, I look back at my childhood and I'm trying to think, you know, outside of my foster parents, I'm like, I don't recall anybody like spending money on a flooded house. You know, if the side of the house was rotting, guess what? The side of the house was rotting. You know what I'm saying?
They just chopped it off and put up some plastic, black plastic.
Yeah, no one would. Yeah, it's kind of like, it was funny. I was driving home one day, a couple days ago. I took the dogs to the park, and some guy was driving through the park, and his shit was all beat up. Like his windows were all broken out. I mean, he had plastic everywhere. And I thought to myself, and he was still driving this beat up van, and I'm like, yeah, that took me right back to childhood. That I think that's the scariest thing for us. So it's I guess it's not it is about the cost of it, but it literally, I don't know about you, but paying out thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, it just scares me.
Right.
Almost like the Tiger King. I'm never going to financially recover from this. I just won't. I see those things, and I have tried so hard outside of the mortgage to stay out of debt. So no credit cards, no truck payment, none of that stuff. And then I go out and buy a $200 TV. Yeah, I put that on a credit card because I think, I'll pay it off in a month.
Right.
And then now I'm going to be ripping
fine. Yeah.
But then I'll be ripping up the wall. So it's like no, it's like I'm with you on the computer. You can't go out and just buy yourself something nice, because shit's gonna break. Something's gonna happen. It's the law of averages.
Yep. Well, hopefully this damage isn't severe. Go down to Lowe's or Home Depot and rent those big industrial fans. I know this because
we already got one going.
Okay, good. Yeah,
we're already drying. We're already drying out.
Our water softener exploded and water went everywhere in our living room, and so I know, like, we pulled up the carpet. We got those big industrial fans, and it dried everything out. Thank God. But yeah, I just know from that experience.
Well, the nice thing is, I think we have a good contractor in Custom. They do a good job. We've had them before at the house. And for me, it's just like, I just don't want to see the bill.
No. And you can't turn it into your homeowner's insurance because you'll get dinged. No, well, and you'll get dinged, and they never come off your record like your automobile insurance, and your rates go up. I learned this from our own advisor.
So why this one will not qualify is because it was not accidental. So like we did have the dishwasher one time break, and that was a flood.
You purposely had the sprinkler on, and it was
no. I mean the sprinkler. I mean the sprinkler's on no matter what, but it kept getting stuck. So if you're not out there, if you're not paying attention, just through time. So I would start the sprinklers. And then I'd be checking it periodically. I'm like, oh, geez, here it is stuck. And I'd twist it, back the other way.
Right.
And then it would go, it would keep going for a while. And then I'd go back inside, and guess what? Right back to the same spot. So, and I tried to adjust it a billion times. It just would not It just would not cooperate. So, I mean, I tried so many different things, and it just kept, so, and I mean, I guess you could say I should just let the grass go brown, I guess.
Yeah. I don't think the neighbors are probably like that, but.
Well, yeah. So yeah, it's just frustrating. We have an old house. I don't know about you. We have an old house. So I call it the Brady Bunch house. How old is your house?
As old as Jackson, because we built it when I was pregnant with him. So 21 years old. So.
Okay. Yeah, we got a 1970 Brady Bunch house. I like to call it the Brady Bunch house.
Your house is still nice. Stop.
Oh no.
Your house is cute.
When I go to other people's houses, I realize I'm a slumlord.
Oh, stop.
I do. I know when I go to other people's houses, and I had to go visit my buddy Randy in Boise. He got a brand new $600,000 gorgeous house, and I go visit. It's wonderful, but I'm sitting there the whole time going, man, you are fucking poor, Michael.
I was gonna say, but how in debt is Randy? And he's never gonna be able to retire.
He moved up from California, so.
Oh, then he's got lots of money. Yeah.
He was like, "Oh, our cars are paid off." He had brand new furniture.
He's one of those California people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, he lived in California for 20 years and sold. I mean, give him credit. He sold a couple houses and stuff like that. But so he's one of those Californians that took the money and ran.
Mm-hmm.
And so now he's in a $600,000 home, which would have cost him or at least 1.5 mil where he was at.
Oh, easy, yeah.
So he sold his house and put a massive down payment down. I'm sure he says he has a mortgage, a small mortgage, but it's probably nowhere near the level.
Right.
And everything else is brand new.
It's probably less than yours and I's mortgage.
Probably is. Probably is. I mean, it just is. And so yeah, you always feel like you take 2 steps forward or 1 step forward and 2 steps back is what it feels like when it comes to financial stuff, and everything's escalated. Like even from the car repairs. It used to be you could go get a car repair a couple $100. Now it's a couple thousand. It just is. It just is.
Easy.
And so I don't know. I don't know how other people navigate it unless they're just up to their eyeballs in debt. And
I think that's the majority. Yeah.
But I lose sleep. I can't knowing that I'm that close to bankruptcy. I can't live like that. That terrifies me.
I think it probably terrifies other people, but I think they don't have a choice. Like to them, they feel like I have to live this close to the edge because I don't have a choice. Like this is my reality, and then I think that's why people start like drinking or
I wish
you're right, to get away from all the day's worries, or go to the casino and hopefully I'll win.
So here it is, guys. So sadly, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party, never have. So I guess porn addiction's about all I got left. So
at least you still got that.
But I'm just saying, it's like I have never in my entire life ever had anything to numb the pain.
Right.
Like you've known me for 30 years. Yeah. And if I get punched in the gut, guess what? There's nothing that takes away whatever happened, because I have to take it full strength.
Right. Yep.
Whatever, breakups, you name it. It's like, I don't get to go drink my sorrows away. I don't get to chain smoke, My sister has 3.
My sister is legal, so.
Yeah, my sister Robin has 3 packs of cigarettes stacked on top of each other. I'm like, holy shit. She's sitting crazy. There. She's going, hey, Virgil, how you doing? I'm like, sister, what the hell? 3 stacks? What?
That's crazy.
I don't have that advantage. That's why I always joke about getting a milkshake.
Yeah. That was always your thing. Like, hey, we can go get a milkshake, because I'd be like, hey, let's go get a drink, and he'd be like, I don't drink, so we gotta go get a milkshake. Damn. Okay.
Yeah. Life's in the shitter. Let's go get a milkshake, basically.
Yeah.
But sometimes even a milkshake can't.
Right. You need harder stuff.
Can't fix the wall.
No. Well, hopefully it's not that severe. You'll have to update us next week. Hopefully you'll.
I will. I might not even show up. It'd be like,
hey.
Wile E. Coyote sign.
Well, since we're on the subject of finances, this is a good segue. I was reading about a mom. Well, she was a teacher, and she is charging $20,000 to decorate dorm rooms for kids And me as a mom, like I've sent 3 kids to college. And I think Matthew, we maybe bought him like a bedspread and a mini fridge. And then the rest of the stuff he just took from home, like his computer and all
Right.
that kind of stuff. Jackson, kind of the same thing. Even with Shaylee, which she's a girl, but she is like super frugal too. And we bought her the bedspread and we still had Matthew's mini fridge and just some of like the organization stuff. So I cannot imagine spending $20,000 to decorate my kid's dorm room. I mean, props to this. She was a teacher and this is what she's doing, which I get it. Teachers make shit. So props to her, but I can't imagine just being the parent that is spending that much money just for a dorm room. You figure they're living in this and not even a year, not even a year.
That's the now I don't want to point fingers, Michelle, but I'm going to point towards the Kardashians. I'm going to pour it towards social media. I don't want to be that person to say, but it's like, why is there such a need to be competitive with the person next to you? Or, like I said, I went to my buddy's I went to Randy's house, gorgeous house. And I'm sitting there enjoying the weekend with him. And the whole time I'm like, I'm dirt poor.
Right. Which, people start seeing that on the internet and they're like, oh, I want that. I want that. I want that. I want that. And then as a parent, you're like, okay, but you have to be reasonable. Like all these parents that are like, okay, yeah, I'm going to drop 20 grand. Like,
are you, so it was funny growing up, with my adopted parents, especially, I was ashamed to have my friends come over.
Oh yeah. Like we've talked about this in a past podcast. Like
because of the squalor we lived in. Yeah.
I went to my friend's house all the time. I never had them come to our house. It would be cousins, which they would know like how we lived. That wasn't a big deal. But yeah, none of my friends ever.
Right. But even it's kind of funny, even today as an adult, I mean, I'm 55 years old and I live in this Brady Bunch house. And when people come visit, I go to their house and they come to my house and there's a huge night and day difference. And
but
I'm
your
like,
house is adorable. Your house
no,
is
obviously, have you been to my house?
Yes, multiple times.
But
oh my gosh.
I'm like, I took the wrong turn at Albuquerque for a career because because everybody else look like they're living way better than some radio DJ. It was so funny years ago. I got a funny story to tell you. So funny. Was many years ago, Cheryl lived in this area of Tri-Cities called Westcliff, which was the rich area. So Toyota Tri-Cities is there. Whoever else, Cadlick guy, hospital guy. So Cheryl, of course, she did have, now I'll give Cheryl credit. She had the smallest house on the block, right? But it still overlooked the entire Tri-Cities area, right? Beautiful view. So we're there for some party or something like that. And some guy was asked, oh, well, Rick, where do you live? And I pointed like way over to like the bypass highway and say, I live in the DJ slums over there, not up here. So the running joke with Cheryl was I called it Snob Hill. Right.
Yeah, we have that in Yakima too.
Right. And so, where the Diatleys live or whatever. I'm like, so it's so funny when Cheryl would have to come off the hill, Westcliff, of course, when it's snowing and icy, I'm like, yeah, you're just going to slide off Snob Hill.
Right.
And so, I mean, I don't, it's kind of funny. So going back to the dorm room, it is a why? But we make it that way today.
Right. Which again, remember the other viral thing that was going, this also ties into college. Remember for like the college acceptance, they were decorating like their bedrooms. And and those parents were paying like $5,000 just for like a college acceptance viral video moment. I mean, this is just a moment in time in your kid's life. So
we've made the promposal, like back when I was a kid, I was afraid to ask Susan out to the prom. I was terrified. I didn't have this great montage of candy bars or a limo or a horse rolling up to ask her out to the prom. I just like, hey, do you want to go to the prom? So today it's a whole. Didn't Benjamin do the one where it's the balloons? Who did the balloons? Was it Benjamin?
He might have.
Someone did.
I don't remember.
I swear he did balloons.
He
like a room full of balloons. Do you know anybody who did a room full of?
Yes, I think that was, that might have been Benjamin. You're right. He
room.
he did Haley's. You are right. That was he did Haley's room. Very good, very good.
Like
you
a
didn't
steel
remember
trap.
me visiting your house, but you remember that. Okay.
I only remember stupid stuff.
So
but
yes,
it is. It's
but balloons, like a couple bags of balloons, and we blew those up ourselves.
No, I
It's
get
not
it.
like
I
we
get
had helium.
it. No, I get it. So yeah. So, but you're right. It's like, but why is everything? I guess the question is, why is everything escalated to that level? Because you know why? Because I'm on social media and my followers have to see me, and
right.
that's
I
it.
need all the likes.
I think social media is plain and simple.
Well, but then again, a lot of people make their living off social media, so you need that. But then you see the rest of like the normal kids are seeing this, whose parents can't afford this,
right?
And so it's just an elevated way of you wishing you had your friend's $600,000 house. I mean, it's the same thing, or coveting that, or whatever it is. It's just heightened now with social media.
Yeah, but Jay and I are going to be very similar. As like, that's cool, but I ain't paying for it.
Right? Yeah,
that is the difference. So it's like, I enjoy visiting. I'm a little jelly, right? But when I leave, it's like I don't go. I'm gonna now see other people have a different mindset where they'd go out and plunge themselves into $600,000 worth of debt just to look good to their friends.
Right, the keeping up with the Joneses.
And I can't. No, that'll never be. That's not going to be me.
Even like our kids growing up, they had good birthday parties that were themed, but it was just the little plates and decorations, and maybe they had a jumper and a piñata, but like that was the extent. I mean, and I thought that was going over the top because I had a December birthday, so my birthday sucked. So
of course it sucks. So would you have? So you've seen some of these TikTok kids on their 16th birthday when they don't get the right color car, or they don't get.
Yes.
Would you if it was my child, I will say it publicly, I will beat you to an inch of your life. I don't care if it's child abuse. If I ever saw a TikTok where you're like, my dad didn't get me the right Mercedes, I'd kill you. I mean, that's it. Game over. You know, and the parents go, oh, I'm sorry, honey, I'll go get it.
Yeah. I would be like, no. I'd be like, then you're not getting any car.
Right.
You're not getting nothing, which is the same. Like there was that, I just saw that video of the travel agent who she has rich clients, and the kid had called her because it probably wasn't a kid, probably teens to 20s, I don't know, but they were going on a trip with their friends, and their parents had set a budget of 10 grand, and the kid had called the travel agent because the kid was upset that they couldn't spend more, and she was like, no, like I can't, your parents set a budget of 10 grand, and they were like berating her, like they were so mean to her, and I'm going, what? Like, what is wrong with society at this point that it's just gone crazy?
It's gone crazy. And that's where that dorm room now, if you got it, it reminds me of that movie Back to School, which I love, with Rodney Dangerfield, where he's rich, remember? And and he makes the jacuzzi and all. Mm-hmm. I mean, we all wanted to. Again, my dorm room. What short time I was in college. I mean, it was as basic as I didn't even have a fridge. I mean, I think my buddy had a fridge, but So 28. Hey, more power to the person. Congrats. Enjoy the gig. But I'm gonna blame the Kardashians. I'm gonna blame social media and social influencers on why the hell you have to spend $20,000 on decorating a room,
a dorm room. Yeah. Well, did you do a sidewalk talk with Logan when he was growing up?
Yeah, we had some sidewalk chalk. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Our kids loved it. And even my brother's twins now, whenever they come over, they always ask if they can do sidewalk chalk, and which I love to draw with them, and it's a fun little thing to do. But I saw there is a mom in Alabama, so she has 3 kids, and she goes out and does sidewalk chalk with her kids, and some of them are like motivational quotes. Well, some of her neighbors turned her in to the HOA, which I'm so thankful we live in the country and don't have that.
HOAs,
they turned her into the HOA, and so now she has to. So if they go out and do sidewalk chalk, she has to wash it off by 10 p.m. But then she can write again at 6 a.m. So now she is like setting her alarm and getting up at 6 a.m. every morning and going out and drawing new stuff, which I have like, that is the petty kind of shit I would do too. So I get it. Like, that's one way around the rules for this HOA that I feel like this is probably some old people that don't like to see all this sidewalk chalk out there. And it's these kids are being creative and having fun. They're not on their computers, on the internet. So
I wonder if you can write some choice words, actually, or is that not allowed in my
probably
sidewalk?
not. She probably, yeah, she probably is minding her P's and Q's. Like I said, some of them have been like motivational quotes. And if I woke up and got to get in my car to this job that I probably hate and saw this cute little like sunshine and quotes on the sidewalk, I think, oh, like this is cute. Like that would be a great way to start off my day. But no, these neighbors don't like it and are complaining.
Well, you know me and the infamous Christmas tree story that I've told. I have not told the Christmas story on this podcast. The Christmas tree. No. Remember the Christmas tree story?
Yes. Yeah.
So
you're gonna have to tell it now.
Yeah. So Pokey and I were living in Clarkston, Washington. We were living in a manufactured home. It was on its own piece of property. So and we were renting it. We didn't own it. And so what happened was one year we got a real Christmas tree. And so we had Christmas came, and then I set the Christmas tree out on the porch, out on the patio, and it sat there for months and months and months. And one day the neighbor who lived next door, and a busybody old man, goes, "When are you going to move that Christmas tree?" Well, being passive aggressive like me, I'm like, "Mofo, that tree is never moving."
Team Petty, I would have left it there.
It stayed there. It was June or July.
A couple more dead ones.
Oh yeah,
to put next to it.
Yeah, and he was like, "It's a fire hazard. It's a fire hazard." Oh, that thing was crispy, sitting on my porch in July, and I'm like, that tree sat there, and then eventually I moved it, but it went a good probably 6 to 8 months. I'm like, yeah, because I will never. I don't care how. A great example. My buddy Randy. He has $600,000 home. Beautiful, right? Well, guess what? You're in
an HOA. You're in an
HOA, and I'm sorry. So I have a coworker. Hopefully, she doesn't mind me talking about her, but she has an HOA, and so she was paying like $300 some, and suddenly out of the blue, she gets a letter from them saying, "Hey guys, people messed up on the HOA fees. And now each tenant owes $3,000 payable by blankety blank time, and your fees are going up to $600 a month."
Oh my God!
There is no place on planet Earth that I would live to where, number one, I'm paying $300 a month to get my lawn mowed, maybe, and then they jack it to $600, and then they send you letters, and HOAs can put a lien on your house.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So now, I'll live in my car. if the HOA is the last place on the planet, I can't. I talk about it on the radio all the time. I talk about it on the radio all the time. I am so against HOAs, and then I can't believe people defend HOAs because they're like, "Oh, but my lawn gets mowed." Get your lawnmower out yourself.
I mean, not all HOAs cover that. Like,
I know.
I know people that it just covers like road maintenance, that kind of thing, but you have to take care of your own lawn, or, it's just the roads and the sidewalks, and maybe like some water, some sewer. It really just depends on where you are. But that's crazy that how is a mistake?
To me, it's like, how is that legal? If you tell me my payment's $300 a month, and then suddenly you come and go, "Oh, by the way, someone mishandled the funds. Somebody in the HOA mishandled the funds. Why the F am I paying an extra $3,000?
Right.
I'd take him to court. I said, I'll take you to court.
Oh, yeah, I definitely would too. I'd find a lawyer, which, I mean, you're probably going to pay out more for an attorney.
You will probably,
but it's the principle.
But just yeah. So any like even moving. I mean, I know that Megan wants to downsize someday. So we've looked at places. The minute we go into a neighborhood and they go, "Oh yeah, it's HOA," I'm like,
You're like, nope.
Pack the shit up, Megan. We're out of here.
Cross this one off the list.
Beverly Hillbillies are hitting the road, man.
I think like the closest that I've ever came. So we live next door to Grandpa. Growing up, the kids had 4-wheelers, and they would pull their siblings and friends behind them on sleds. So when it would snow. And then one year, and they would go on Grandpa's property because we have 2.5 acres and he has an acre, and we sit right next to each other. So it's 3 acres of riding around, having a blast on the sleds. And Grandpa one year told them, that they couldn't ride on his lawn because the four-wheelers were messing up his snow. He wanted his snow perfect, and the four-wheelers were messing it up. Now, I could see if the four-wheelers were messing up the lawn or like more
just the snow
damage, but it was messing up the perfect fallen snow.
Oh,
and I'm thinking, oh my God, I hope I don't get like this when I'm old. Like, please, if I do, somebody smack me. Like, his grandkids were having fun. Like, they weren't doing anything bad. They were just riding around, messing up his snow.
Yeah, we do what it's so funny is news talk listeners, cranky old men. Their shorts are up here.
Yes.
You know, and they have a ball cap on and they're like, "Where's my Bob's Burger and Brews? Where's my Bob? I want a car wash too." I'm like, "Okay, well, you can be polite about it." You know, it's like I said, I don't even work at this radio station that you're getting prizes from, dude. And they're like,
Right.
just mean bastard. Old men are mean bastards. I don't know why. You know what I'm saying?
Well, don't get mean when you get old.
What's that?
Don't get mean when you get old. You're getting close.
I refuse to. Yeah, it was. I will say something. One of the comments in our last podcast, someone said to me, "Nice highlights." Remember?
I saw that.
Now I couldn't figure out what they were meaning because I didn't have any gel in. Right?
No, but your hair did look like look at it now.
Right.
Like,
yeah,
it doesn't look like you.
I am starting to get some gray. I mean, it's sprinkled in there. So I thought, now does he mean the gray hair that's coming through finally?
No, it's the light.
It was I told him, I said, I think it's the lighting. Oh yeah. See, yeah, it's the lighting. But
I mean, frosted tips are in. The 90s are back, so you're in style. There you go.
I thought either he was talking about he said, and he goes, "No, it's not the lighting." And I thought, oh, is he meaning the gray that's in my hair?
It's the lighting.
It's coming along. I mean, there is some gray, but
I noticed it too, but I knew it was the lighting. So
oh yeah, because now it looks like totally like
great.
Yeah.
Well, it looks cute, all spiky. So
yeah, see, what's my normal? It's my normal. So, but anyway, just want to respond back to that comment there, and down with HOAs. And I love I love this lady with the chalk. Keep it up.
Yes,
all day long.
Yep.
I'd be even more aggressive than that. So
well, yeah, you and I would be writing cuss words, and
if I could, I would
write stuff about our neighbors. I'd be telling like their dirty little secrets all over the sidewalk.
I just have never understood busybodies like that.
I mean, most people, they don't have anything better to do.
Now I do understand. Okay, growing up poor, I do understand having a fridge out on the front porch or those things. I understand why that would be unattractive.
Yes. For multiple cars.
So if you do have garbage, keep it behind a fence. I mean, we have got to go do a load to the dump someday because we got an old barbecue, some bikes, but they're stashed away, out of sight. They're not just sitting in the front yard.
Right, out in your front driveway.
Right. So at least I decided, I grew up poor with crap like that. So at least I decided to hide it. Yeah. All the broken down shit is behind the fence.
Yeah, as it should be.
As it should be.
That's right. Well, since today's episode seems to be all about kids, did Logan ever break anything while in the store when he was growing up? Oh, he did.
Like break stuff like just around the house?
No, in a store.
Oh,
like when you went into a store, did he ever break something when you go into some other place?
Not that I recall. He was the good news about Logan, he was pretty tied to his mom's hip. He would never have been a child you could have stolen.
Like an abducted child.
No, he would never have been an abducted child. He clung to his mom no matter what. He was never inquisitive. He never approaching a stranger. He never approached a stranger like, "Hi, what's your name?" and da 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 da. So Ted Bundy or anything trying to snap him up, that wouldn't have happened because number one, Pokey would have beat the shit out of anybody that come near him. But but yeah, he as a toddler. I don't recall him breaking anything in the store, but did something happen?
Well, yeah, and my kids didn't break anything either growing up, but I mean, that's because before we would go into a store or someplace that I knew had breakables. Right, I would put like the fear of God in them, like you don't touch anything in here, or I'm gonna beat you, you know, that kind of thing.
We're such good parents.
Yeah, it's fabulous.
Child abuse. We're such good parents.
Yeah, great parents. Well, no, okay. The reason I ask is yes, there's a story. So there's this grandma, she's in a coffee shop, and her granddaughter goes to sit up on her lap, and there's a granite table in front of them. And the granddaughter, to make more room, you instinctively push on the table. So she
Oh,
pushed on the
right.
table and it fell over. I
Oh
have
my
seen the
God.
video of it, and this granite table, like pieces break off
Of
of it.
course.
And the coffee shop owners come over and pick it up. Well, this granite table is like $1,600.
Woo!
And so the mom is saying that the coffee shop wouldn't let them leave, that the coffee shop wanted her license and a credit card to pay for the damages for the table. And the coffee shop is saying, no, that isn't true. We just needed her information so that we could give it, turn it into insurance. But,
Right.
and I've seen another video of this exact same table, and people are kind of leaning on it, and it's not very stable in the first place. And I'm thinking, if you have a business where people are coming in, I would be doing everything possible to make sure that there's nothing for people to trip over. There's nothing for
Or to
people
get
to
sued on.
fall on
Yeah.
them. Like, what if that table would have fallen on that
Yeah.
little girl? Like, that could have seriously
Well,
hurt her,
just to even
or
have her be
killed
strong enough.
her.
Yeah. Just to even be strong enough to move a table, or it's a granite table.
Right. Well, it just like fell over, like
Yeah.
forward, which it could have fell on her,
Right.
like easily. So I'm thinking, what in, like, why would you even have, like, I get you want your coffee shop to look cool and bougie, whatever, but at least like secure this thing in the ground, for God's sakes.
But you saw other ones
you're,
that weren't secured again. I mean,
there's another video, the same exact table. And I'm not sure if it's like sorority sister, but they're kind of like leaning on it a little bit, and it is wobbly. You could see it wobble back and forth.
So
And
you're
it's
like, this is
the
not
same exact table.
It may look good, but it's not good quality.
No,
Yeah.
or like, damn, like this is bolted down to the ground.
Dude,
I don't know.
That does bring, that does bring up a good question. Who's liable for the table? I'm curious.
Exactly. Like, that's the question now everybody is asking on the internet. Like, some people are for the mom and some people are for the coffee shop. Well, the mom should pay for it. And some people are like, well, no, the
On one
coffee
hand, I
shop
could see that, but on the other hand, if the table's not secure,
No, I mean, clearly it's
like it should be secure. It should be especially a little kid. It's not like it
right.
was,
Which, I mean, she looks like in the video, she looks maybe 5 or 6, I'm
Okay.
guessing. So
no
it's not like
5-year-old
she's
should be able to top over a granite
Right.
table.
Right. It's not like she's this big kid that's
Right,
gonna
right. And it's and the
bulldoze.
kid, and she wasn't acting out.
No, she was
Oh.
just trying to sit on her grandma's lap and trying to make more space in between her and the table.
So
instinctively
it's
push.
just an accident.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tough. And like I said, yeah, insurance will pay for that too. So
Well, yeah, that's what the coffee shop is hoping for.
filing for.
Yeah, that's what they're saying is why they needed the mom's information.
Right.
And the mom is saying, well, no,
yeah.
they wouldn't let us leave, and they were insistent that we, give them a credit card to pay for the table.
Mm-hmm.
So there's some back and forth on what's going on, but the internet has been in an uproar. I don't know if it's called Tablegate or what it is, but I always end up.
Might as well be.
I always end up. I end up in TikToks of like Tattoo Gate and all these crazy things, and I get sucked in. I am in it. It's like a whole TV show for me. I don't,
that one's tough.
TV.
That one's tough. That one's a tough one. But I'm gonna say, if the business has insurance, just have the
right. Just file it with your
insurance.
insurance.
I remember years ago that remember Putter, Cheryl's dog Putter.
Mm-hmm.
is a very playful dog, and a neighbor was walking by the house, and Putter came out and was playful and nipped her a little bit, and Cheryl had to pay out $6,000 because it didn't break blood, or it didn't break, nothing like that. But the owner, the person, like, that dog assaulted me. And no, the dog was just saying hi, and a little nip, and nope, that was a $6,000.
Right. Which, again, as a business owner, everyone is sue happy nowadays.
I was going to say, are people just too litigious? Is it all about Yeah.
I think it's a combination of both. I mean,
money can I get from somebody? I mean, you've wronged me. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Or just people not being like, okay, I should really make sure everything is secure. There's which you can't. Again, you can't plan for every possible little thing, but you can try to mitigate stuff like this from happening for sure. So,
I just know many years ago when I was living in Lewiston, it was a rainy day, and I had a Chevy Corsica, and I was making a what was I making? Oh, I was going straight, and this gal was making a left turn, and she basically hit me.
Right.
So it's like I had a green light. I'm going through the green light. She's turning left, and she hit me. So I pull over, make sure she's all right. I'm like, "Are you okay?" Da 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 da. And it was funny in our conversation, waiting for the police. She goes, "Why?" She goes, "Why are you being so nice to me?" Da 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 da. And I said to her, "Hey man, it's like an accident can happen to anybody. It's okay." And she goes, "You're the nicest person I've ever hit."
So, did you ask how many people?
I did not. I did not. I was not going to push my luck. She goes, "You're the nicest person I've ever hit." So was not going to push my luck. So
clearly you weren't the only one, which is opposite of what I tell my kids, especially when they're new drivers. It's like, okay, if you hit someone, don't talk to them. Don't admit you're in the wrong.
They tell you that you're not supposed to because if you admit fault, no matter who did it, the first thing they tell you is you don't admit fault to anybody. You don't, they let the police decipher that or
figure that out.
Figure that out, right?
And hopefully they figure out it correctly.
Right. Well, usually if someone's turning left into you, that's a pretty, it's pretty obvious where they hit. But it was still a funny story when I think about braking stuff that you brought up. I was like, yeah, that's a tough situation to be in. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on, on one hand, I'm like, I can see the mom's point. On the other hand, I can see the businesses. But I'm still going to go back to that table should have been secure. So.
Oh, yes. As a mom, because again, my thought is that could have fallen on that little
anybody.
Girl.
And then they could have sued you and you would have been,
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of IKEA furniture and it comes with the little hooks on the back and it tells you to secure it to the wall and that's what we do.
Yeah.
So,
I hear you.
Yep. Well, hopefully nobody sues us.
Well, I drop enough names, they should. Now, the good news, because I remember I saw your buddy Frank was like, "Well, how's it going, guys? And how much are you making?" My negative zero on the pod. Hey, just so you know, it's a joy.
That's
it's a joy.
Is it a joy? Are you being Logan sarcastic with me
No,
right
I'm just
now?
saying that. No, this is a where we get to let off steam. We get to talk about topics of the day.
We get to talk about things we couldn't talk about on the radio.
Yes,
we get to talk longer.
Best part of this is we can definitely speak our minds, which is nice. Cuss. So when I want to talk about an HOA bitch, I can talk about an HOA bitch and not get in trouble for it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We could say
not
all
that
the
I
words.
talk like I talk like all the time.
No, of course not. Never.
Never.
I'm the cusser out of the two of us, not you.
Never. Never.
Well, all right. We can wrap things up for today. Remember to subscribe to our podcast since our friend Frank was asking about it so that you do not miss an episode. And thank you all so much for listening to Rick and that Michelle chick.
And you could, why don't you why don't they throw us a topic?
There you go. Comment with something you would like us to talk about. Oh, no. This might be a can of worms.
We could talk about radio, comic books, family life, blah, blah, blah. Whatever, you could do 10 questions for Michelle.
Oh,
whatever you ever wanted to know about Michelle.
Mm-hmm.
Mine are all lies.
What kind of makeup and shampoo I use.
Yeah, I have I have no idea. Oh, I will. Before we go, Patty got her eyebrows done. I have no idea what this. So there's things on the radio show. There's a couple things that we talked about before we go. Number one, we talked about high heels. Like, I don't know. I could never be a woman or a girl because I could never wear high heels. Just plain and simple. And then she was talking about she got her eyebrows done. But now, have you ever had your eyebrows done?
Yes. But there's a different done, so you can get them tinted and laminated, right? Which is what I used to do. And then a few weeks ago, I just had them tattooed. Is that what she had done?
She says it burns.
Well, but that could be the lamination and the tinting though, because that can burn too. No, I got mine tattooed and I have no tattoos anywhere else. Thank God this woman used.
So you're telling me your eyebrows are tattooed?
I mean, yeah. Which
so do you shave your eyebrows and then they're just like Like all I think about is taking out a Sharpie, and drawing. That's all I think about.
I mean, they do have to map your face, and like my eyes are not even. If you look like this is my lazier eye,
right? Well, yeah, you're asymmetrical, right?
Right.
Everybody is.
Which eyebrows are sisters, not twins. That's what us women say, and so they map it out and try to make them like as symmetrical as possible, and then they tattoo them on. She didn't shave my eyebrows. I mean, she like trimmed them a little bit, but that's because they're like long as hell. So
this is and it costs you blankety blank. I mean, this is just,
it cost a few $100s. I'll say like $300. It's $300. Don't tell my husband. So, but to get like tinting and lamination every like
oh my God,
a month is like $120. So in the end, it was worth it financially to finally bite the bullet and get them tattooed. I have been thinking about this for years, which I didn't like the microblading. This is new. This is like the powder brow, so it looks more natural. So
maybe that's what Patty got, was the microblading.
Yeah, I would not get the microblading. No.
Anyway, I'm just throwing it out there. If you got some questions for Michelle, fire away. All in on some good questions, and I could never be a girl with all that stuff.
No.
I could never even drag. I couldn't even drag with all that stuff.
I mean, we could try it out and see how
we could try it out.
Get you all dressed up. Ooh, that would be good.
I love a good drag show. I love a good drag
me too.
show, and I'm
They're
envious.
Super fun.
No, I'm envious of the drag queens, because to me, I look up when I see them on stage, I'm like, man, that's too much effing effort.
It's an art. Yeah, it is an art. I tell you,
it is. It is, absolutely.
Well, we'll have to work on maybe getting one to like dress you all up and make you walk in high heels, and that would be fun.
We'll give it a shot.
We could do it for charity or something.
Oh, there you go. I like that idea. There you go.
Okay, well, now can we finally wrap up today's episode? All right. Well, thank you all for listening to Rick and That Michelle Chick.